Welcome to the Explore Composites Materials Library. This is laminate sample number 10. It's an open molded e-glass epoxy plate, 2 millimeters thick. This one's got a woven facing plies, 6-ounce e-glass with 3 layers of biaxial in the middle, and it makes a balanced and quasi-iso laminate. Pretty much what's going on here is you putting the epoxy on there and moving it around with a squeegee, and then rolling out all the air with that wet out roller. I'm going real gently here because this first ply is super thin and there's not much holding it together. If I were to grab it, it would skew and make a mess. So I'm just being real careful, letting the epoxy soak through, stick that woven. That's what I mean, messing up the fiber. Gonna try and straighten it back out again. And that's a wet out roller consolidator. Just going back and forth with that. And that works out the resin and the air, pushing the air through the glass cloth and spreading the resin to an even thickness. Put the biaxial layer down and rolling that. You can see this is at 6 times speed. It just takes time for the resin to wet through. Now this middle ply I've put at the same fiber orientation as the 2 wovens on the outside, 0.90 effectively to the edge of the table. And so this will be the middle, the neutral axis ply of what will become a balanced laminate with the same weight of material pointing in each direction, making it quasi-isotropic. You can see the resin wet through and break down the cloth, lets it go flat, takes some of the fight out of it. The big thing here is having enough resin and giving it time to soak through, and then careful rolling. Putting down that last woven, flatten it all out. It's a pretty loose weave cloth, and there's not much you can do except be careful. Heavier, thicker, tighter weave cloths are harder to wet through. But this is nice and easy, and it makes a good surfacing ply. Rolling, rolling. When you can see what you've got with a roller, so you got to do it until all the air is out. And here's the peel ply. I'll roll that through. So just keep the surface nice and smooth, keep any air out of that, and help keep the resin from draining out. There it is. We're going to let it gel, cure, and come back the next day and trim it up. So demolding it, it's pretty easy. I just stuck a paint stick under the edge, pried it up. It was very satisfying. The surface finish looks pretty good. There's some pinholes and a little bit of air you can see through there. You can see the stitching in the biaxial very clearly, and some bubbles in the middle. It's not bad for a hand laminated job. There's always going to be some air. And came out 11 ounces, 330 grams. The panel was nice and stiff and just slightly thicker than I estimated. Overall, it's a pretty good example of what you can do just with a roller and some epoxy. Thanks for checking out the Explore Composites Materials Library. See you next time.